Today, we are the group 2 from 12 rooms 1A and 2A. And today, we will gonna tell the story about Nena Ruiz, a human trafficking story. Nena comes from a family of teachers. Her father, husband, sister, and daughter are also teachers too. She taught for 32 years at an elementary school in the Philippines. When Nana retired from teaching at 55 years old, she went into the business with a neighbor, and they disappeared with her savings. Nana was devastated, but a cousin through a marriage came to her to rescue. So she thought when her cousin told her that his boss was looking for someone to accompany the elderly mother of his cousin's boss to United States and take care of her.
She met with a woman and offered her $400 per month, nearly 3 times what she could make as a teacher. The woman added that she would petition for a specific kind of visa so that Nana's family could come to the US too. Nana was overwhelmed with happiness and gratitude. She thought this was the answer to her prayers. The first sign that something was wrong was at the airport. The Philippine Airlines personnel withheld Nina's ticket because the woman she was supposed to be caring for was not with her. She wondered why the mother had traveled to the US ahead of her. So Nena called the boss to let her know that she couldn't pick up to her ticket alone. Her boss sent her mother back to the Manila and they flew to the US together. In all of her excitement, she didn't ask any question about the strangeness of the situation. She trusted her new boss.
In San Francisco, her boss' younger sister met them at the airport, and they happily ate dinner at her house. Before going to bed, the sister told Nena, "My mom stays with me. My sister used my mom so that she could get you to come here to be her domestic helper. Tomorrow, I will arrange your flight to Culver City." Nana was so shocked that he couldn't say a thing. Her head was spinning from the confusion. Nana arrived in Los Angeles, and her boss took him to her condo in a gated community. She was a very prominent, influential Filipina woman, and her American husband was the vice president of legal affairs of Sony Pictures in Los Angeles. Before they went inside, she asked for Nana's passport. She said she was going to extend her visa and petition for his family to come to America to be with her again. Nana's happiness overwhelmed her and believed her boss again. Within a week, Nana had a daily work schedule taped to the wall in the kitchen. It ran from 5 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., which was incorrect, since she also had to bring the dogs outside in the middle of the night.
Nana had to take care of the dogs, in addition to cooking, cleaning, washing, vacuuming, ironing, dusting, hemming clothes, and maintaining the plants. Every month, she cooked a large pot of a special Filipino dish of ground beef, rice, tomato, carrots, and broccoli for the dogs. But she was only fed leftover food that had been in the refrigerator for days. She had to brush the dogs' teeth, clean their ears, give them vitamins each day, but Nena had to sleep on a dog bed in the living room. Even though the house was large, with a guest room and music room. She kept her belongings in the laundry room. She felt that her boss disliked everything she did, no matter how hard Nena tried. She told Nena that I was ignorant and brainless, and as she later alleged in civil court, she hit Nena and pulled her hair and left her with bruises and cuts. Nena was scared of her boss, but also ashamed that this was happening to her, an elderly woman who deserved respect. She wanted to escape, but she had no idea where to turn, and all kinds of fears kept her paralyzed. Her visa expired, and after that, she was afraid of being arrested. Her boss also told Nena that she was responsible for paying back her airfare and that of her mother, since she couldn't have come to America without her. The boss also deducted her everyday items from Nana's salary like shampoo and lotion. She tried to tell people about her situation. She wrote notes to her boss's husband. He seemed concerned about the physical abuse, but when the wife found out that she was speaking about it, things only seemed to get worse. When her boss's mother and brother came to visit, she told them too, but they gave her only a prayer book and told her to pray. Nana thought they were afraid of her boss too.
In the end, the neighbors were the ones to help Nena. From when she took the dogs out, she made friends with the 13-year-old girl next door. Nena couldn't keep from crying when they were together, and eventually told her what was wrong. She told her mother. Plus, her parents sometimes sat at the swimming pool close to Nena's boss condo and heard the yelling and hitting through the walls. The mother of my friends asked my boss if I could come and help when their cleaning person didn't show up. And my boss, trying to be a respectable neighbor, she let me go. They were able to talk, and the mother encouraged Nena to escape. But she wasn't ready. She was still too scared. This went on for a year. She rarely spoke with her family on the phone, and she didn't tell them how bad it was, because she felt it was useless. What could they do from so far away, given all of the debts they had? Because Nenas didn't have an outlet for expression, she would write things down on paper. At the end of each day, she would write the exact date and list the things her boss said and did to her. She also kept a good track of the deduction made from her paycheck. This meticulous record keeping was a way to relieve Nena's emotion for the day, but it was also the things that built her case against the family.
Finally, one day, they got a knock on the door. It was the police. One of the neighbors had called and said Nana was being hit. He asked if she wanted to talk with him alone outside. But Nana was silent and only looked at her boss, even though her boss treated him cruelly. In Nana's mind, she was still her boss, and because of Nana's culture, she felt should obey her. Also, she had no papers, and she didn't want to be put in immigrant detention. Finally, she said, "Sir, maybe some other time. Please give me your business card." He left, and Nana was in trouble after that. She remembers the husband and wife berating me. It felt like an interrogation. The next day, her boss took the business card away and told Nana they had arranged her flight back to the Philippines. She felt pressured to sign a piece of paper saying she wouldn't say anything about what had happened. Nana refused. She went to the neighbors for help, and they called the police. The officers accompanied her back to my boss's so she could get her things. It seemed like her boss wanted to keep her passport, but they told her to give it to Nena. She slept at the neighbor's house that night.
Next day, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Immigration and Naturalization Service, which now falls under the Department of Homeland Security, showed up. Her boss had called immigration enforcement, trying to get Nena deported. Before she revealed the truth, Nena was scared when she opened the door. They took her to the government building for several hours. She waited and waited as exhaustion swept over her. Finally, a woman from SIPA, or Search to Involve Filipino Americans, took her to the Filipino Workers Center, or PWC, a local Filipino organizing group. After that, her life then changed. And that's the end of her story.